the next question is, okay, would you like to be single all your life?
Never ever. I'm not among those ones that was said in the Bible studio be single.
You don't have the gift of celibacy.
No, I don't have that one.
Hi there and welcome to with Wanza. My name is Wanza. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am not alone and it's been a while, but here I am. So I'm joined by a friend of mine and she can tell you her name.
Hi guys, I'm happy to be here today hanging out with Wanza, and my name is ithe, and we're going to hang out talking about relationship issues. So feel welcomed.
Yeah, so Eve is very passionate about families. I think that's something that we have in common. And then she runs a ministry. It's called Thriving Singles. All right.
Yeah.
So today we are going to be talking about some, I don't want to call them challenges. We're going to be talking about some of the matters that single people deal with. And I have a perfect person here to discuss that with. And let's just start, and we hope that you're going to get something out of this discussion.
Yes.
And by the way, if you have not subscribed, please remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Okay, so Eve, today we are going to be answering some questions, and I'll just jump right in.
Okay.
And the first question is, why do you think some people remain single?
Well, I think some people remain single for a couple of reasons. There are people who feel like they can thrive in the singlehood. They're not meant for marriage. They're happy being single. And then there are people who want to be single because of fear, maybe because of past broken relationships they've been had in the past, so they feel like it's something they don't want to get to try again. And then there are those who God says they're meant to be single, maybe for purposes of ministry. They're not meant to be married. So I think those three categories can make someone decide whether they want to be single or not. Yeah.
So there's celibacy.
Yeah.
And then there's those that are afraid to get into marriage.
Yes.
Because of the issues they've faced before.
Yeah.
So therefore their heart.
Yeah.
And then the other category you said?
Is there those who just want to be single. They don't want to maybe go doing babies, husband, challenges that come with marriages or raising kids. So they just want to be single and maybe just get somewhere, someone who can donate their sperm, make them pregnant, raise their children by their own, but they don't want any other stress coming from a relationship that could lead to marriage. Yeah.
Okay. So me, I'm thinking in the context of Christians, the third category that you're talking about, the people who remain single but they don't want to be in it, they just want to be single because they're thinking maybe they don't want responsibility of a marriage.
Yeah.
How do you think we have such Christians?
Of course, times have changed, and our relationships have come with a lot of responsibilities, whereby people are looking for each other for what they can get out of it. So many people have been broken when it comes to relationship. When they look at their past relationship that failed, they didn't work. Maybe they gave their best, it didn't work out, and so they're afraid to step in again and try to give again. Maybe it will fail like the other one. So when that fear overcomes faith, like it can happen and become better than the first one. You can get better than the first time. Then it makes someone stay to a place of saying like, I don't want to ever get into a relationship or marriage for that reason. Yeah.
And me, I'm just wondering, if someone is making a decision from that angle, are they living a fulfilled single life? If that's the angle that you're approaching singlehood.
No, they're not living a fulfilled single life because they're living it as a result of fear, and fear is from the devil. He doesn't want you to reach your destiny in terms of marriage. Destiny comes in a lot of ways. It can be business, marriage, finances, everything. So you can be flourishing in business, you have a lot of money, but when people look at you and your age and you're single, and it's not a decision that you informed and you're happy about it. If you're happy about it, it's okay. But if you're not happy about it, then that means there's a problem that you need to address the fear, and then let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there's actually need for one to get the courage to confront whatever challenge could be there that could be preventing them or making them not want to get married. All right, I like that.
Yeah.
yeah, so we've shared three reasons why people remain single. Well, I don't want to add to that because we've actually dealt on that question.
Yeah.
The next one that you're going to answer, time is moving so fast.
Yeah.
We're already at 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Okay, so maybe we'll just do 2 questions, then do others next time.
Yeah.
So the next question is, okay, would you like to be single all your life?
Never ever. I'm not among those ones that was said in the Bible, do you be single? No.
You don't have the gift of celibacy.
No, I don't have that one. I am looking forward to holding my babies very soon. I'm looking forward to going back to my husband very soon.
Going back. Did you say
Going back home, Yani. Going
What
back
do you
home.
mean? What do you mean going back to
No,
your
no. I
husband?
wasn't married before. I've never been married. I think someone can misunderstand that. What I mean is like maybe I've gone out to do business or ministry work, and then when I come home, I meet my husband.
Like you mean coming back home to your
Coming-
husband.
yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Exactly. So I'm happy and thrilled to wait to just fulfill that part of destiny for my family. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't also like to remain single because I do
Yeah.
not have the gift of celibacy.
You shouldn't.
But for those who have the gift of celibacy,
Yeah.
man, you can remain single and it's fine.
Yeah, we wish you all
And
the best.
I was thinking, there are people who, but this is a question of whether you like. But there are those
Yeah.
that remain single, but it's like things don't seem to be. There are people who want to get married, but it's like things don't seem to be working out for them to get married. But I think it goes back to what we said. There's that
Yeah.
space for, there are things that need to be addressed,
Absolutely.
but it's also the space for really nothing needs to be addressed. And those people, it's like God has given them the grace to be in that space. Not that they have the gift of celibacy, but God has given them the grace to remain single. And I've met people who are like, if it ever happens, then glory to God. But if it doesn't happen, I'm still okay.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're living a life that is, a sinful life. So there's that category that I think I would fit in right there. It's like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's still okay. And God has given them the grace to actually live a life that is pleasing to Him, even
Yeah.
as they are in their singlehood. So there's that category that I wanted to recognize. That question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that single people like being single?
I don't think, and I think yes.
Okay.
Two ways,
Explain.
in a way that there are those that you just talked about who say that they are okay whether they get married or not. So it means they've come to the realization or come to terms that they might end up being single for the rest of their lives. So they've accepted that truth, So they are single and happy, and they like being single, But there are those who keep on praying every day and every night, and God, where's my husband? Bring home my husband, So it's not every single person that's happy to be single.
Or bring my
Then
wife,
wait.
because
Or
this
bring
is
my
also
wife.
talking
Yeah.
about all people.
Yeah, all genders.
Yes, all
So it's
genders.
not everybody that is happy to be okay to be single. Yeah.
Well, I think I agree. We are answering the question, do you think that single people like being single?
Yeah.
I would also say yes and no, because when you're single, in that there's someone who was telling me there's a time that comes, I don't know where we were discussing this, and then you feel like the singlehood phase is just over. And so in that time you want to get married.
Yeah.
And so at that time, most people may not be at a place where they really like being single, when they feel like their time of being single is over. So, but then there's also the other issue, like maybe like we had shared, or rather I mentioned that there's that group of people that remain single, and they're like, whether I get married or not, like whatever God does, it's fine. And so in regard to those people, do they like being single? I don't know how to answer that. I honestly would need to get someone who is in that state. We ask them and then they tell us.
If
but I
they're
feel,
happy,
I feel like if they're totally surrendered to God, or if someone is totally surrendered to God, then there's a grace and peace that God can give, so that the issue of singlehood is not bothering you every now and then. So someone can like being single or not.
Yeah, for sure.
So is it better to be single or married, and why? Is it better to be single or to be married, and why?
And why? Oh my goodness. I would say it's better to get married as long as the timing is right, because there's a lot of issues that come with singlehood. Temptations are many. Temptations are many. And
What do you mean by temptations? Explain.
I'll say sexual temptations is on high rise. I know it's not marriage that comes to fix sexual temptation, but it helps a bit, especially when you get in marriage, when you're mature, your sexual muscles, you've worked on your sexual muscles, and you're mature, you're whole, you're not dealing with things like lust and masturbation, pornography, those things that make people cheat in their marriage. It comes, it's really useful in overcoming that state of temptation. And then it helps you focus, in life. You look at people who are married and they're well settled, they are well
Are you
focused.
saying single people are not focused? Or what do you mean?
Because no, even single people are focused. It's because they have something they're working towards. When you have babies, they're looking at you. You have a wife who's looking at you, or you have a husband. Their needs to be met. So you're more focused than a single person who just wakes up today and decides like, I'm just gonna hang out there at the cost. You don't have a lot of responsibilities and such. And so I think for me, I would say marriage will work. Yeah, it will work over being single for a couple of reasons. Yeah.
Well, I think for me, I'd say that is it better to be married or to be single? Honestly, I think none is better than the other.
Yeah.
I think it's if you're in season and you're at a place where you have God in your life, then you can be effective at every season. But where I agree with you is that when you're probably at a place that you're not feeling this is where I want to be, then you won't be as effective.
Yes.
But I think being single is good and also being married is good. They both have their advantages. When Paul is talking in the Bible in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, where he talks about singlehood, he talks about the advantages of being a single person. You have more time to yourself. You can actually accomplish so much because you have a lot of time and freedom in your hands. And then when you get married, that's something that you may not be able to have. But again, there's also the benefit of marriage that maybe you may not be able to have when you're single. Yeah, so there's also the benefit that comes with marriage. And especially when that season has come, there's a benefit to it that you may not find in singlehood.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I also agree with you.
yeah. So that is because of time, that's what we're going to be discussing today, but we'll be having another video where we will address more questions with if gracious.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so see you next time, and please remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting me. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.